David, Sophie, hello.
Hello.
Nice to see you. Now, before we get on to sort of Hellboy in a larger context, David, just explain to me what the hardest thing to do is with your right hand when you have Hellboys.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Nobody's asked that question, but I'll tell you, everything's hard to do. Because the funny thing about that damn right hand is that it isn't like a hand. Like the fingers don't go here. The fingers are out here. So my hand is actually in this thing with these pull things that move the fingers. So anytime you have, it's like those claws at the circus claw. Yeah. So anytime I would try to pick something up with that thing, it always would fall out of my hands. And there's one point where I have to carry Sasha. Like I pick her up as she's wounded, and I have to carry her, and there's this whole thing, and it's just nonstop pressure on the forearm. Just everything is pressure on the forearm, which is unpleasant.
You can't text.
There's no texting with that hand. There's absolutely no texting.
Plenty of things you can't do.
There's it's an R-rated film. It's good. It's all right.
It's
So
fine.
you can't do that either.
That's an appropriate.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. You meant pick your nose, didn't you? You meant
Pick your nose. You can't pick your nose.
Now, Sophie, what's it like spending time with this guy? It seems like Hellboy or no Hellboy, it's going to be a ride.
Yeah, it was such a brilliant. I had such a brilliant time. I was only there for a short time.
I know. I was going to say I don't want to give too much away, but it's
yeah, and I just went in, and it was just being in a kind of incredible, scary playground of just. I mean, the sets were amazing. You came out. I was like looking for you, and I saw you kind of walking to the set, this giant man, and totally realistic. Because I thought a lot of it would be done, effects afterwards. I don't really understand how these things work, but you actually look exactly like that picture in real life. So it's kind of incredible, and it was just enormous fun, and I got to be sort of like hamming it up.
I mean, I saw one of my favorite things is like I saw an interview with Frank Langella, and he played Skeletor in the He-Man movie back in the day, right? And Frank Langella is to me like a legendary actor. Like he's one of these guys who's just so incredible. And to hear him talk about Skeletor, it's almost like he only wished he could play more Skeletor.
Like all the things he's done.
Of all the things he's done, he was so happy and proud of Skeletor. And he said it was because he's so used to being subtle as an actor and doing these things, and that it allowed him a freedom of just being this big, crazy thing. And there is something about that where, we get into acting and it becomes sophisticated, your technique and your understanding of human psychology. But at the end of the day, it's the same thing you did when you were a kid, playing dress up with your friends and being whatever, gangsters or cowboys and Indians or whatever it is, and it's just on a huge scale with amazing. It's the best Halloween costume in the world, and you get to do this thing. It's incredible.
The stuff in the school at home. No!